Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes as we get ready for some record high temperatures that could occur here on Wednesday. We are in the process of transitioning over to that today, seeing warmer and more humid air moving northeastward, and that'll boost temperatures up somewhat this afternoon. But the hot temperatures are going to be for Wednesday until a cold front comes by. We'll be up close to 90. Then we've got two cold fronts that will follow, and that will produce some shower and thunderstorm activity to deal with Wednesday evening, and then again later in the day, Thursday into Thursday night. Much cooler air coming in for Friday and for the weekend. If you like autumn weather, that's what we're getting into. Hurricane Lorenzo is heading toward the Azores today, and then toward England, Ireland, and Scotland for Thursday. And we're going to talk about that as well, because Lorenzo is going to be orchestrating a longer-term weather pattern change as we move into the month of October. Not sure what that means as far as the actual weather is concerned, what the scope of that overall pattern is going to be, but we are seeing changes from what we're having and have been having over the last several weeks or longer. I think it's going to mean for some wetter weather ahead, at least some opportunities for some rainfall, which would be a very good thing indeed. So taking a look at what's happening, we basically have a warm front coming through today. There are some showers in parts of eastern New York and in through New England that are moving southeastward through southern New England and clipping eastern Long Island. But west and south of there, down into Pennsylvania and into New Jersey and Maryland and in northeastern Virginia, not seeing anything. So tomorrow, it really is all about a west wind here that is going to be developing until the cold front comes through sometime late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening from north to south. And then that front stalls, and then a second front approaches with maybe a better chance for showers here on Thursday into Thursday night. Once that front goes by, we've got this nice big high setting up for Friday and Saturday. And this front, by the way, will make it rather far down to the south. It's been oppressively hot across much of the southeast and the southern mid-Atlantic states. So it looks like a break is certainly coming your way as we head toward the end of the week and into the weekend. But this high is going to bring down some rather cool air for Friday and Saturday. You'll see some of it come in on Thursday after the first front goes by, but the real push is with the second front. And then we'll be back to sunshine, some sunshine on Friday. And I think the weekend overall looks pretty good with sunshine on Saturday as the high moves up into northern Vermont. And we see that high moving off to Cape Cod by early Sunday morning. Return flow, sunshine and arriving clouds on Sunday. There might be some showers moving into parts of Pennsylvania by Sunday evening and into the Hudson Valley. And this next front for early next week actually looks like it could be productive from the standpoint of rain up and down the East Coast, and particularly in the dry areas that we've seen in the southern mid-Atlantic down into the Gulf states. So some good news from that respect, because you folks in that area have been abnormally dry for way too long. So high temperatures this afternoon will be from Route 78 southward. It's mostly low and middle 80s. North and east of there, it's 70s to around 80. Of course, this is where I want to see the high temperatures for Wednesday, and having I've been having a lot of technical difficulties today, but you just have to trust me. From New York City south and west, it's 90 or better, and the chance for some records. North of Route 84, it may not get out of the 70s because that's where the frontal boundary is going to be. Now you can see the dilemma here for Thursday, because that first front probably makes it down into southern New Jersey, across Delaware and Maryland. So south and west of there, it's still in the low 80s. But then you're looking at 70s, and then north of Route 78, it's mostly 60s and even 50s in the Hudson Valley and in through Connecticut for Thursday. And then the second front comes through, and we start to get into some cooler air for Friday. Now, we may see these temperatures that we're seeing here probably are left over from the early part of the day when the cold front comes on through. So we're talking about temperatures during the early morning hours on Friday. The daytime on Friday, I think it'll be more like low and middle 60s, And then as we move into Saturday, Saturday will be the coolest day, with most areas seeing highs only in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Now let's look at Hurricane Lorenzo, which is moving pretty quickly now to the northeast at 22 miles an hour. Highest sustained winds are right around 100 miles an hour. But it's the area to the east of the center that we're seeing, this area of expanding gales, and this is why we'll probably have, even though the storm, the actual center is going to pass near the westernmost Azores, the worst of it in terms of wind is going to be from there eastward, because you're going to be in that easterly quadrant, which is going to be the strongest here. And when we look at the Hurricane Center's forecast track, taking it northeastward toward Ireland and Great Britain. So we're looking at weather conditions deteriorating in Ireland, particularly in the northern half of Ireland, where you'll be much closer to the storm track. You'll have more rain as you go north and less as you go south when this is all said and done. And the other question we have is going to be what form is this going to take by the time it gets there, because we are going to see a transition over into a post-tropical or non-tropical cyclone. I don't think it makes too much difference in terms of the outcome. If it's a post-tropical or non-tropical cyclone, what we're talking about here is something that behaves more like a typical Atlantic Ocean storm that comes in during the fall and winter and early spring months. But I think there might also be a little bit of a tropical identity that it's going to hold on to, a bit of a core here. A lot of the global models are suggesting this. And here's how just the GFS from overnight brings this right ashore over Northern Ireland as a fairly strong system here for during the day on Thursday into Thursday evening, and then weakens it as it moves southeastward into England and into France. So I think Ireland may wind up bearing the worst of this. I'm also going to take a stab at it with regards to comparing it to Hurricane Ophelia from a couple of years ago, which hit parts of Ireland very hard with wind. This might be a bit less than that. I am hesitant. The area that gets hit harder here this time around will be more in the north than in the south. It's also going to be moving at a pretty good clip, so we've got to compensate a little bit for the momentum. But you're certainly going to get some whole gales out of this. And I would pay very close attention to what the Met Arion offices tell you with regards to the forecast, and also for those of you in England and Scotland, pay a close attention, and Wales. We don't want to forget you folks in Wales. Pay attention to what the UK Met Office is telling you with regards to the forecast. And as we said, Lorenzo is going to orchestrate a pretty interesting pattern change across the Northern Hemisphere over the next couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting to watch how that all evolves. All right, folks, thanks for being here on Weather in 5. It's been a tough day for me because I've had so many technical issues regarding getting this all together, but you don't need to know that. I finally got it done. So be sure to download the updated version of the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app on Google Play or on the App Store. The new app updated version takes you to your location for your local forecast and current conditions. And in some instances on the iPhone, it actually even adjusts the radar on the Zoom radar. So bear that in mind. If it doesn't adjust it, you just have to use your fingers and move it to whatever location you want. But as far as the local forecast and local conditions, it's wherever you are, you don't have to enter your location in anymore, and that's a good thing. And we'll have our regular YouTube live stream tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, where we'll go over all of this short and long range and the latest on Lorenzo and its impact on the Azores and on Ireland, Wales, England, and Scotland. Have a great day.